Okay, so since we have some new peeps, I'm going to introduce myself officially. My name is Francia Groman. I've been a yoga teacher for about 13 years, counting on and off, I guess. And I've been practicing since I was pregnant with my first son, who's now 20. So I've been practicing for a really long time. I want to let you guys know that yoga is a complete journey, that even though you may be practicing for 15, 20 years, there's still so much more to learn and so much more to understand. So that's why I love coming back to the fundamentals, which is this particular class. As we go through the practice, please honor yourself and honor your bodies. You know you much better than I do. I've never even met some of you in person. So make sure that you honor what your body is feeling and listen to the cues your body's giving you to whether you can go a little deeper into the posture or you need to back off or even come out of the posture altogether. So with that little disclaimer, we're going to go ahead and come into our comfortable seated posture. Let your hands rest on your knees. Soften through the shoulders. And then let's just take a few moments to really concentrate on our breathing. We're breathing all day, every day. And we think we know how to breathe, right? We're like, well, we've been breathing for a long time. But when we start practicing yoga, we realize how little we do truly know about breath. I want you to really think about the inhale here. How the oxygen passes in through the nostrils. How it feeds into the back of the throat. Coming down into the lungs. As it comes down, it begins to expand the body, the chest, the rib cage. The belly expand and grow, filling the entire body with breath. And then as we exhale, we notice the belly, the rib cage, and the chest begin to contract as it begins to empty. The breath now moving out from the back of the throat and releasing out of the nostrils. In yoga, we call this our three-part breath. Nostrils, chest, rib cage, belly, expand. Belly, chest, rib cage, nostrils, contract, release. Let's do 2 more breaths just like that. You really want to feel the breath coming in, expanding through the body. And as we exhale, contracting, releasing, letting the air come fully out of the nostrils. Once more, inhale. Expanding, filling the body. And exhale, contracting, releasing, letting go. From here, come back to your natural pattern of breath. As we bring the chin down towards chest, lengthening back of neck, you can move the chin side to side, noticing how the neck feels. Blink the eyes open, allow the light to re-enter your eyes, and then as you inhale, lift the chin back up. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go ahead and do some side bends. So we're gonna take left arm extended all the way to the left, right arm extended up towards the sky. So as we extend this right arm, we wanna find that we're not collapsing into the left side body. We wanna keep that length in the left side body as we fold over. So maybe walking the fingertips away creates a little bit more length, maybe bending through the elbow. And then once you've gone to your deepest, rotate and open your heart towards sky, reaching the fingertips up and over, keeping that bottom side body long, deep stretch in the right side, right hip heavy. Exhale, gaze back to center and slowly come back to the top. Right hand this time comes to the floor, left arm up, cups up and extend. So we start with the extension, left hip grounded, all the way up, feeling it in your rib cage. And then again, not collapsing through right side, but extending, maybe walking the fingertips away and finding your side bend. Find your side bend first, whether you need to soften through elbow or keep the arms straight, but find that side bend first, pressing the left hip down. When you're ready, rotating through chest, looking up towards sky. Keep drawing in through the navel, Keep getting a sense of length through the left side body as you feel a little bit of rotation, opening the chest. And then exhale, slowly coming back through to center, releasing the hands, little shoulder roll here. We're gonna come off our cushion. So if you're seated on a cushion, come off your cushion so that now you're on your mat. And then we're gonna notice which foot we naturally put in front. For me, it's always my right foot. Right foot just automatically folds into place. So we're gonna switch that direction. So now that foot that's automatically goes in front, we're gonna bring it back, and the other foot, the other leg, comes in front. So now you get to notice, something doesn't quite feel quite comfortable anymore. There's a little bit of difference there. You might notice that there is no difference. You're perfectly balanced on both sides. If that's you, awesome, congratulations. But if it's not, it's okay to feel a little bit different. So we're gonna come forward from this cross-legged position simply by bringing the hands forward. Now, because this is our non-dominant side, you may find you can't go that deep, or you're not able to fold that much. Then again, you may find that as you hold and you maintain the integrity of the breath, which is more important than really kind of finding depth in your posture. The depth comes with time. The integrity of the posture comes from the integrity of the breath. So you notice, what is the rhythm of your breath? What is the measure of your breath? What is the quality of your breath? How is your breath moving through your body? Is it labored, or are you breathing naturally and comfortably? And as you continue to focus on the integrity of the breath, then you can start to find a little bit more depth in your posture. And it's okay if the elbows don't come to the floor. It's okay if maybe just the fingertips needs to stay on the floor. Wherever you are within your posture, don't judge it, because it's part of your existence. It's parts of what makes you you. And when we practice our yoga, we practice with compassion. If our compassion is not inclusive of ourselves, then our compassion is completely incomplete. It's not full. So in order to have full compassion, include yourself in it. And as you fold and you keep engaging into the quality of your breath, you may find you have room to deepen your stretch. Never forcing and never judging, never fighting with your body, but simply allowing it to move as it's intended to today. Each day will be slightly different. And then inhale, slowly press up through fingertips, walk the hands forward. Before we do the other side, we're gonna go into a twist. So taking left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. You can use it like a second spine to kind of pull your body straight. Look over right shoulder. If you're feeling good, maybe you're nice and warmed up, maybe you were walking around this morning, you can take that right hand to your left thigh for a little bit of a half bind. That's an option. Don't have to do it. You can always just keep that right hand behind you, looking over right shoulder. And then exhale, slowly release. Come back to center. Inhaling, drawing the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Let's come forward again before we twist to the other side. And we've been here before once already. Maybe you can go right to where you left off, or maybe you need to work yourself back down like we did before. Keeping your hips down on the floor, keeping your spine long. Remember to rotate your shoulders back and away from the ears so you're not scrunching the shoulders forward, but releasing them instead. Draw in through navel, lengthen here through spine. And then inhale, lift up, walk the fingertips back, and then we'll twist the other way. So right hand, left knee, left hand, place it behind you, lift through chest, rotate through shoulders, and then looking back over that left shoulder. Again, if you're nice and warm, maybe you can add that little half bind, reaching left fingertips to right thigh. Keep your tailbone grounded and rooted as you gaze over that left shoulder, pull in through navel. And then exhale, slowly release. Coming back to center one more time, coming forward. Maybe you can go where you left off. Maybe you can go a little deeper this time, bringing chest or forehead towards mat. Notice the quality of your breath. Surrender to your own limitations. Don't fight your body. And then inhale, slowly coming back to center. We're gonna get to switch the legs. So before we do that, take that left leg, plant the foot on the floor so that the feet are kind of one in front of the other. Soles of the feet almost together. They're not really one on top of each other, but they're touching. And then take your right hand to the right side, bringing your left shoulder forward, reach your left hand to the outside of the leg. So here we're just trying to feel that openness in the left hip. We're just noticing, you know, from that forward fold, what created opening, what didn't. Maybe gaze to the right if your neck bothers you a bit. You can look forward, or you can gaze to the left. Keeping your right knee down to the floor, heavy and rooted. And then exhale, slowly release. Now we get to switch. So opposite foot comes in front. So in this case for me, my left foot goes behind and my right foot comes in front. Once you've settled in, nice deep inhale, and then exhale, take it forward. So if this is your dominant side, you might be able to go right into your fold pretty easily, but maybe not. Maybe you need to stay lifted. And as we continue to focus on breath, we start to bring awareness to the parts of our bodies that are calling for our attention. And each time is going to be a little bit different. Each pose will be a little bit different. So as you come forward, you start to notice, you know what, my left hip feels like a little bit of a twinge going on there. And yoga, a lot of people think, well, it's supposed to be so peaceful and calm, and you're not supposed to really, you know, hurt or feel anything. No, yoga can be very uncomfortable. So discomfort is okay. What's not okay is sharp shooting pain. That you want to avoid. We don't want to feel sharp shooting pain, especially never in your joints, your knees, your elbows, your hips, your shoulders. So you want to feel that you are in discomfort, but you're able to maintain because your breath allows you to fold into it. And then inhale, slowly coming back up. Taking your time, taking into your twist, right hand, left knee. Left hand turns back behind you. You can plant it on the floor as you gaze over left shoulder, or reach that hand around, find your thigh, twist a little deeper. You use your right arm as leverage to pull yourself across. And then exhale, coming to center. Inhale, drawing the arms up, creating space, lengthening. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. So again, coming forward before we do the other side. Maybe you can come back to where you left off. Maybe you can find yourself going a little deeper. Up to you. Your practice, your choice. We won't hold the second and third one nearly as long as we did the first one. So just take a few breaths and enjoy the feeling of stretch. And then inhale, slowly coming back through to center, twisting the other way. So now left hand, right knee, right hand behind you like a second spine. Lift and rotate through chest. And finally, if you wish, right hand to left thigh. Rotating torso, looking over right shoulder. Finding full rotation here in the body. Breath is steady, rhythmic, and natural. Always coming back to that rhythm of breath. And then exhale, slowly coming back to center. And we're going to take that right foot, plant it on the floor so that it's right by the left, and hug it into your body. You can use your left arm to kind of lean to the side. Then we're going to take that right shoulder forward and reach it way past the knee. Once you're there, you can just kind of find yourself in your balance. Keeping your left hand down might help. Just feeling that openness of the right hip now on this side. And then again, looking either to the right, gazing forward, or looking to the left. They all have a slight different feel to the pose, so you can try just alternating from one to the other, or if you find one you like, then you can stay there. And then exhale, coming to center, releasing that right arm. Let's release both legs, cross the feet, and we're gonna roll over the ankles coming onto our tabletop. Okay, so we're gonna start moving a little bit more into our more physical practice. So what I want you to do is start in tabletop position. This is our foundation for our chaturanga. Tabletop, we're gonna start kind of working on our chaturanga here in tabletop position. So once you're in tabletop, you're making sure that your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked. If this causes any pain on your wrist, it means that you need to work on the flexibility of your wrist, which in this case, you might want to take your hands slightly forward. So the angle of your wrist is not quite 90 degrees. When it's stacked, it's 90 degrees. So you decide where you need your hands to be. With your knees, however, you do want them stacked right below your hips. So that way you're feeling stable and supported. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work into the protraction of the shoulders and the retraction of the shoulders. So notice, it's not cat and cow like maybe you're used to in other classes. Here we're just working on feeling the placement of the shoulders. How do they fit in place? How do they work? How can I fan out the shoulder blades? And then how can I draw them in towards each other without losing the integrity of your pelvis? So you're not tucking and extending through the pelvis. The pelvis stays flat, the tops of the feet stay flat. All we're doing is moving into the space in the shoulders. Also, your elbows aren't bending. It's not like we're doing little push-ups with the elbows bending. The elbows are staying strong. The fingers and knuckles are staying strong. Again, be mindful of your wrists. If this starts to bother your wrists, step your hands just slightly forward until it doesn't bother your wrists anymore. And then as you keep practicing, keep working on bringing those hands back in order to really feel the flexibility, that 90-degree angle of your wrists. Let's do 3 more. Squeeze your mat with your fingertips. 2 more. Protracting and retracting through the shoulders. Last one. Good. And then coming to center, tucking toes under, sit back to the heels. So this is a little different balasana. Keep your hands glued, elbows to the floor, forehead to the mat. Let your head relax. You can bring your forehead or just the top of your head to the floor too. Now keep your hands glued where they are. We don't want to move them forward or back. Just keep them down. Relax into the shoulders. Let the neck feel long. Stretching through the feet with the toes tucked under, belly drawn in. And then inhale slowly, coming back to tabletop. Squeeze the fingers, release the toes. Now we're going to do cat and cow. So starting with cat, tucking tailbone under, protracting through shoulders, tucking chin towards chest. Squeeze your fingers into your mat. Push the floor away. Fan out your shoulders. And then inhale, coming back to flat and moving into cow. So now tailbone tilts up, shoulders roll back, chin is up. This is a deep stretch from the pubic bone all the way to the throat. So you're going to feel that elongation in the front body. If you were doing a lot of abdominal work, this should feel really good because it stretches out your whole front body. Reach the tailbone back and up like you want your head one day to touch your sacrum. And exhale, slowly release. Go ahead and tuck the toes under. Press up to your downward facing dog. So we're going to talk about downward facing dog here. You want your feet hip width apart. No wider, no narrower than hip width. So nobody has hips as wide as your mat, right? Your hips are a lot narrower than your mat, so they shouldn't be as wide as your mat. Hands are shoulder width apart. Now, most of us, when we come into downward facing, we lock the knees and we push our weight forward like this. So what I want us to do is bend your knees, come onto your toes, and then reach your hips up and let your arms kind of frame your torso. So you're bringing your head in that window of your arms. So with the knees bent and the heels off the floor, we create space for our spine. If you're still kind of pushing forward, weight onto your wrist, keep bending and pressing those hips up until you find that long line from fingertips to tailbone. And then once you're here, maybe you can start to pedal out your legs. Bending and straightening through the knees. Swaying a bit through the hips. Noticing if you find that there's a lot of pressure in your wrists, you got to bring your weight back more and use more of your fingers. And then finally, if you feel good, pressing both heels to the floor and elongating your whole body, fingertips to tailbone and tailbone to heels. Keep drawing in through navel, keep extending, letting your head totally hang here so there's no tension. Let's hold here for 3. Engaging into the biceps, into the triceps and shoulders. Strong fingers, 2. And then exhale, 1, looking forward between hands and walking your feet about halfway up your mat. Again, the feet are about hip width apart. Soften through your knees and let your body hang. So this one's called Uttanasana, our forward fold. What happens many times when people start practicing yoga is they want to straighten their legs, but they don't have the flexibility in the hamstrings yet, so then they're kind of hanging like this. So if you find yourself hanging like this, soften your knees, tilt your tailbone up, just like we did in downward facing. Bring rib cage to thighs. Once your rib cage and your thighs are connected, then let your hands rest down on either sides of your feet and let your head relax. So you can hold here with your hands on the floor, or you can bring your hands to your opposite elbows and let your head kind of rest in between the elbows. So nuzzle yourself through. Keeping the knees soft will allow you to find that deep stretch in the spine. And you're still stretching your hamstrings because this is still a hamstring stretch. But only when you feel ready, maybe you can start rolling weight forward to the toes and then thinking about straightening the legs more and more and more and more as you keep your upper body and lower body in connection with each other. Keep drawing in through navel, lifting up through hips, head relaxes. And then inhale, release hands, lift halfway. This is our Ardha Uttanasana. Ooh, I'm gonna have to change my umbrella. I'm kind of halfway in the sun. So Ardha Uttanasana, fingertips are on the floor, your spine is lifted, weight is forward to toes, shoulders back. Exhale, walk the fingertips forward and then walk the feet forward to top of your mat. The toes and heels now come together. Soften through knees, inhale, round yourself up, coming to standing. Okay, it's all right, it's not too bad. All right, so from here, as we come into our standing posture, arms down by your sides, draw in through navel, feel yourself grounded and rooted through the earth. Take a couple of deep breaths, inhale, exhale. Inhale, drawing the palms to the heart. Lengthening up to the chest as you exhale. And then inhale, lengthen the arms up. Opening heart, lifting chest. A little bit of a back bend. Exhale, slowly coming forward, forward fold. Hinging from hips, coming down. Hands to the floor, head relaxes. Inhale, lifting halfway, creating space, rolling shoulders back. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands on the floor, and walk or step your feet back to your high plank. So as we find our high plank here, same as what we did with our kneeling position, fanning out, protracting through shoulders, you're on your toes, belly's drawn in, and instead of having your weight back towards your heels, bring your weight forward. Hold your high plank. 5, strong protracted shoulders, belly's in. 4, engage through core. 3, almost there. 2, use your fingers and knuckles. And then with the exhale, bring the knees down and slowly hug the rib cage with your elbows as you bring your chest towards the mat. Once your chest is on the floor, hips are down, inhale, coming into cobra. So opening heart, lifting chest, looking forward, shoulders back. Breathe here. And then exhale, tucking toes under, pressing your weight up, and coming back to your downward facing dog. Nice deep inhale, slow, gentle exhale. Gazing towards your thighs. Strong shoulders. Inhaling, looking forward. Stepping or walking your feet all the way top of your mat. Lengthening through spine. Exhale, release. Inhaling, arms up, extend all the way to sky. Open heart, lift chest. Exhale, release, hands to your body. Good. Okay, so we're gonna go through that whole sequence all together. Inhaling, arms up, extend up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhaling, release, step or walk your feet back to your high plank. Find your high plank position, engage through core. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Inhale, cobra, opening heart, lifting chest. Exhale, downward facing. Hold here, 3 breaths. My poor husband's trying to get me in the shade. I think it's going to be pretty impossible. The sun has moved so much. Breathe here. And then inhale, looking forward, stepping or walking your feet to top of mat. Toes and heels come together, lengthen spine. Exhale, surrender. Inhaling, arms up, body extends up, looking up, opening heart to chest. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Bring the knees about hip width apart, or the feet about hip width apart. And we're gonna sit the hips down, kind of coming into a squat. So as you come down to your seated, kind of lowered position, make sure that your knees don't splay out to the sides and they don't come in towards each other. So they're tracking right above. Sit down strong like you're doing a nice easy squat. Hands in prayer, shoulders back, lift the chest, hold. This is our Utkatasana. This is the most basic one with the hands in prayer. That's where we'll start today. Exhale, hands to the floor. Head relaxes completely, no tension in neck. Shoulders roll back, reach chest towards rib cage, chest and rib cage towards thighs. Inhale, lengthen through spine. And then exhale, step or walk your feet back. So you want to bend your knees, plant your hands so that you have room to step back. Once you're in your high plank, engage into core, draw in through navel. And then from here, I'll give you the option to chaturanga regularly. So we just fold the elbows towards the rib cage, all the way to the floor, or up to upward facing. So there's your second option. So cobra is option 1, upward facing second option. In upward facing, you want the tops of your feet on the floor, your chest lifted, hands pressed into the mat, thighs are off the mat, looking up or looking forward. Exhale, roll over the toes, back to downward facing dog. So take a moment here. Normally we don't break here when we're going into our Surya Namaskar B, but we'll try it here today. Taking a few breaths. We're gonna bring our weight to the left foot and extend the right leg up. So reach the right leg up towards sky. From here, go ahead and step that right foot all the way forward, stepping the right foot between the hands, pivoting left heel to the floor. Inhale, come up. Okay, so once we come up into this posture, getting ready for warrior 1, it's easy to straighten this right leg and kind of just come up and stay somewhere in the middle. So we want to try to bend into this right knee. Point the right knee forward. Keep the left hip rotating forward, right hip rotating back. We're gazing straight forward. Your shoulders are square with your body. From here, inhale, lengthen arms up. Warrior 1. Your left heel is down on the mat. And then again, the left side of your body pulls forward as you press back strong through the left pinky toes. Bend into that right knee. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Pivot your left toe, step right foot back, high plank. Now remember, you get to decide if you want to do chaturanga or knees down, chest down. Lower down, however which way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Opening heart. Opening chest, gazing up if your shoulders and neck allows, and exhale, downward facing. Hold there for a breath or two. Easy movement of breath. Reaching chest towards thighs, strong fingers and knuckles. Engage into the body, lengthening through the spine. Bringing your weight now to your right foot, left leg up in the air, other side. So now that left leg extends, three-legged dog. You're still pressing your chest towards thigh, still pressing right heel down. And then slowly taking that left foot forward, big step, pivot back, heel to the floor. So before you come up, find your sense of balance. You're equally between your left foot and right foot. When you're ready, come up, take your time. So normally in a class, we wouldn't take all this time. Here, we're trying to set it up. So right hip pulls forward as the left knee bends. Left leg is contracted. Come back into the awareness of breath. How is your breath? How are you feeling? Rotate right shoulder forward, right hip forward. Inhale, arms coming up. Find extension through fingertips. Right leg is pressed down. Pinky toe of the right foot reaching down and away as you bend into that left knee just a little bit more. Lifting through chest. And exhale, hands to the floor. Pivot on right toes. Left foot steps back. High plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Hold here for a breath or two. We're gonna come into Balasana again to take a little bit of a break. So this time, keep your knees together instead of apart and sit back to your Balasana, forehead to the floor. Good. Few more breaths in your Balasana pose. Nice. And then exhale, slowly come up, pressing back up into downward facing. Strong fingers, strong core. Inhale, looking forward, stepping or walking your feet to the top of your mat. Toes and heels come together. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, release. Now we're gonna try Utkatasana with the feet together instead of apart. So bend your knees, sit your hips down. You can again keep your hands at heart center as you sit your hips down into Utkatasana. Roll the shoulders back, lift through your rib cage, open heart, sit more, ground your heels to the floor. And slowly come back, coming to standing. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna add to those a little bit of warrior two and reverse warrior. So Utkatasana, I'll give you the option now to lift the arms and sit down into the posture. So a little bit different. Gaze forward, shoulders back. Sit down strong through the heels, belly in, rib cage up. Exhale, release. Uttanasana, let it go. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lifting halfway. Exhale, again, stepping or walking your feet back to your high plank. Chaturanga, or knees down, chest down. Inhale, upward facing, or cobra, opening through heart. Exhale, downward facing. Right away, we're gonna take that left foot planted to the floor, right leg, reach it up, extend. Exhale, curl everything in. Squeeze through the body, come up high on your left toes, and step your right hand right between your hands. Or right foot right between your hands. Pivot left heel to the floor. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Finding your warrior one as you pivot the left side forward, just like we did before. Bending into right knee, reaching through fingertips. Exhale, open up, warrior two. So you might need to adjust the footing just slightly, pressing away with that left foot, pressing forward with the right knee. Reaching the arms, check back in with your breath. How is your breathing? What is the quality of your breath right now? Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm down, right arm up. Opening through heart, gazing up towards fingertips. Maybe going into a half bind by bringing left hand to right thigh. Keep sitting down strong into right thigh, left leg straight. Twist, rotate, looking up towards right thumb. And then exhale, pivot the hands to the floor, both on the inside of the right foot. Pivot onto the left toes. Good. So finding here our posture, strong fingers, right knee is kind of hugging the right shoulder, left leg is straight. Taking a moment as you breathe, inhale. Exhale, slow down your exhale. Bring your left knee down to the floor and release left toes. Bringing weight now to the left hand, we're gonna take the right arm up, rotate through chest, open heart, left hip down, and then right elbow down to the floor. So you wanna bring the right elbow as down to the floor as much as possible. If it doesn't touch, it's okay. It could stay lifted. It could just be a little bit off towards the floor. And then again, inhale up, left hip down, strong left shoulder, exhale, right elbow comes all the way down to the floor. Last time, inhale up, and exhale, elbow down. Good. Go ahead, bring both hands now straddling the right foot, left toe tucks under, right foot steps back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Take a few breaths here. Notice how one side of your body feels slightly different than the other. Don't judge your practice, don't judge your body, just become aware. Observe. And then now weight to the right foot, left leg reaches up towards sky. So in our three-legged dog, you're gonna extend through that left leg, pressing the right hip down. Keep the left hip heavy as you keep the two hips square, pointing through that left toe, reaching chest towards thigh. And then slowly inhale, round the spine, come up high onto your toes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your body, and then go ahead and plant that left foot right between the hands. Pivot back, heel to the floor. Find your sense of balance. Take a few moments, inhale, coming up. Warrior one. I almost went right to two. Warrior one. Sit down strong into left leg, right heel down. Reach through fingertips. Press the ball of the left foot firm into the floor. Keep extending, keep lengthening the body. Draw in through navel. Fingertips lengthen. Gaze is forward. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Maybe adjusting through your feet slightly. Reaching the arms in opposite directions. Pull back with right arm. Pull forward with left. Keep the left knee tracking right over the ankle. Right leg strong. Exhale, reverse. Bring your left arm up and over. Sitting down a little bit more into that left leg. Maybe taking right arm around for your half bind. Reaching up, looking towards left thumb. Sit down a little bit more if you can. Find openness in the left side body. Strong legs. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the floor. This time both hands are inside the left foot instead of straddling. Make any adjustments necessary. Keeping both hands down. Your left shoulder is in line with your left knee, so they're in contact with each other. Take a few breaths. Lizard pose. It's good to take little breaks and reassess the quality of your breath as you move through your practice. And then exhale, bringing the right knee down, releasing the right toe. Make sure that right knee is not underneath the hip, but way back behind the hip. You have openness into that right hip flexor. Bringing weight to right hand, left arm opens out. Rotate, look towards sky. And then exhale, taking that left elbow down towards the earth. Again, it's okay if it doesn't touch. Just reach it in that direction. Lengthen through the body. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, left elbow to the ankle or floor. Inhale up. Pressing right hip down. Engaging into that right shoulder. And exhale, left elbow all the way down. And slowly coming back to center. Bringing left hand now on the outside, right toe tucks under, straighten leg, left foot back. This will be our last chaturanga for the day, so make it a good one. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And exhale, downward facing. Hold here and breathe. Deep inhale, slow exhale. At any time during your practice, you can simply come into balasana if you're feeling tired, or if you feel you're having a hard time connecting with your breath, for just basically any reason at all. You just might want to feel a little bit of softness in the spine and arms. So feel free to take balasana anytime you want to during your practice. That is your choice. What we're going to do is we're going to walk the feet halfway up our mats. Separate the feet a little bit wider than hip width. So now the pinky toes line up with the edge of our mats. Hands forward, roll the hips forward, and slide your body through. Now you have a couple options. If you're really tight in your hamstrings and you're way up here, you're going to bend your knees and try to get yourself down, just like we did in Uttanasana. Once you're down, if your legs are straight, you can take your hands behind your calf muscles, slide the hands down towards the ankles, and then pull your body through, reaching the top of your head towards the earth. Go to your maximum stretch, don't force. Creates a sense of length in the spine. Firmness, heaviness through the feet. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly inhale, lift up. Open the toes outside of the mat, but keep the heels on. Sit down for Malasana. This is our squat pose. So sometimes when we come into Malasana, there's a need to adjust and kind of sway side to side. But once you feel firm, keep your heels down and go ahead and bring your elbows on the insides of your knees. Open your knees with the help of your elbows and then bring your palms together. So if I turn towards you guys, when we're in Malasana, we want to keep a sense of gravity is kind of pulling us down, and then you don't want to lean too far back because then you'll fall backwards, and if you lean too far forward, you'll round the back. So you want to kind of split the difference between the two. As you find your Malasana pose, it becomes a little bit more effortless, hopefully, one day. The first day you try this, sometimes it's really tough, and sometimes the heels don't come to the floor. They just simply don't. That's okay. They don't have to. If your heels are off the floor, it's okay too. You can place a towel, rolled up towel under your heels, or a blanket, or even a short block, yoga block, or a cushion, or anything really that will help support your heels. Hold here just a few more breaths. Easy inhale, slow, gentle exhale. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to come to a seated posture. So from our Malasana pose, extend your arms forward like you're trying to reach your arms in between your legs. Reach, 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 reach. Maybe soften through your elbows. Find your stretch. Keep your hands on the floor and start to roll yourself back with control until the butt comes down and slowly release. Good. So that sometimes is not as cute as it might look. Sometimes we just kind of plop back. So go ahead and release the legs forward for our Paschimottanasana. Moving into the legs a little bit more. Flex the feet, point the toes towards your face. Draw in through your navel, lift up through the rib cage. Hands on either sides of your body. Lift through your heart. Gaze towards your toes. This is Dandasana position. This is kind of like our seated Samastitihi. Samastitihi is when we're standing in mountain pose, right? With our hands in prayer. This is our seated version of that. Gives us opportunity again to reconnect with breath if we've lost it. To deepen our inhale and to slow down our exhale. And then slowly pitching forward, we're going to go into Paschimottanasana. So if you have really tight hamstrings and the previous postures didn't help you loosen them up just yet, you can use a strap to hold on to your feet. You can grab your big toes with your index and middle finger, kind of place it between your big toe and your second toe, hook it in with your thumb, and then pull your body nice and straight. Your other option is to reach around and see if you can grab your ankles or your heels. Drawing the elbows towards the earth, lengthening through your spine, pulling in tight through your abdomen. And go to the point where you feel good, where you can maintain the posture without struggle. That's the key. Where can you go? What's your deepest? but where you're not using too much of your body, too much of your muscles. In yoga, we call this the difference between sthira and sukha. So sukha is our softness. It's basically shavasana. It's our resting. It's our completely relaxed position. But sthira is where we are working. That is our warrior poses and our handstands and headstands and things where we are actually using effort to hold the posture. So in poses like Paschimottanasana, we split that difference. Little bit of sthira by pulling on into the body, and just a little bit of sukha by releasing and relaxing and letting go of tension. So nice half point of effort and softness. And slowly inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly come back through to center. We're going to do a seated twist here before we lay on our backs. So we'll go ahead and bend the right knee into the body. And you can keep this right knee closed with the foot on the inside of your left leg, or if you wish, take it to the outside. Now remember, if this foot doesn't come flat to the floor, if it's tilted on its side, so the sole of your foot is out, it's better to keep it on the inside, because we really want to have it planted and rooted close down to the floor. From here, we take left arm, wrap it around right knee, right hand behind you, look over right shoulder. So the breath dictates how deep you go into the posture. Each inhale lengthens your spine, and each exhale pulls you a little bit more deeper. If you want to try a half bind, you can take right hand around and bring it to left side waist. And exhale, slowly release. Before we do the other side, we're going to do a forward fold. So we're going to keep this right foot on top of the left thigh, bring it into a half lotus. So you want the top of the foot, like kind of the toes, hanging off the outside of the left leg. And you're engaging into this ankle so that there's no bend at the ankle. The ankle is nice and flat. Left foot is engaged, toes are pointing towards face. Now, if you have pain in your right knee, you might want to place a block or a cushion underneath the knee to support it as you come forward. But as we come forward, automatically this knee will come down to the floor. So start with hands on either sides of your body, kind of bracing your spine. And then as you exhale, fold. You'll notice this left heel puts pressure in the lower left quadrant of your abdomen. Don't shy away from that. Let it happen. This is good. It's for your descending colon on this left side. It's good for that pressure to be there. It's massaging your intestines. It's massaging your colon, giving you that nice pressure there. If you no longer need your hands on either sides of your body, maybe you can reach them towards the left foot and then use your arms to pull yourself a little deeper. Remember, there should not be any sharp pain anywhere, but definitely discomfort, especially maybe into that right hip or the back of the left leg, all the way into the left glute. And then inhale, come up, exhale, release. We're gonna release this foot, plant it on the floor, come out the same way you went in. So hug that knee in, and then go ahead and extend the leg all the way, other side. Left foot turns in. So keeping it here planted or taking it across on the other side of the body. Make sure the foot is flat. Make any adjustments that you see necessary. Right arm wraps around. Left arm goes behind. Lengthen through spine. Look over left shoulder. Easy rotation, easy twist. As you're turning and twisting, you might find this left hand is no longer of use. Then you can take it around to right side waist this time. And press the back of the hand into the right side waist. Twist a little deeper, lengthen more, reach left shoulder back. And then exhale, slowly coming back through to center. We're gonna take this left foot now to the crease of the right hip for our half lotus. So pulling that foot into the leg, kind of leaning back to adjust, making any little adjustments as you see fit. Make sure that ankle is nice and engaged, no bending at the ankle. Kind of the toe pressing down towards the earth. Left knee is okay. You don't have to put anything underneath it. If it's bothering you, something underneath will definitely give you a little bit more room to come forward. And then from there, Hands on either sides, kind of bracing your spine, and then exhale, fold. Again, the heel this time making pressure on the lower right quadrant of your abdomen. This is your ascending colon. So another little easy massage there. As you come forward, you'll notice that left knee will automatically come down towards the earth, but don't force it, don't push it, let it come down at its own time. And then if you find you have room, maybe reaching for your right foot and pulling yourself just a little bit deeper, seeing where your body will go today. Drawing elbows towards the earth, lengthening through spine, breathing easy. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly release. Coming out, same way you went in, foot on the floor, bringing knee up, extending leg, shaking out the legs a little bit, and we're gonna lay all the way down into your Shavasana. So go ahead and lay all the way onto your back. As you come into your Shavasana, make a conscious effort and an intentional effort to relax your body. Laying all the way on your back, you feel the points of contact your body is making with the floor. You feel the backs of your legs, your calves, your heels, your glutes, maybe even your thighs touching with the mat. You feel your shoulders, your shoulder blades, the backs of your arms, the backs of your forearms and the backs of your hands making contact with the mat. Feel these places of contact here. The back of your head touching the floor, resting here, supported by the earth below you. As we relax all the muscles, all the tendons, all the ligaments of the body. With the exhale, we let go of anything that no longer serves us. With the exhale, we let go of stale thought patterns, behaviors that no longer serve us, ideas that no longer represent who we are. Our yoga is much more than just a simple physical practice of asanas or postures. Our yoga is intended to allow us to grow as spiritual beings. So as we soften the muscles of the physical body and we relax our biology, this biological machines that we are carrying around in, as we soften through this, bring awareness to that inner being, the spirit. We'll quantify that today as the heart center. The heart center, or Anahata chakra, the center of compassion, of loving kindness. Something that is so needed today in our society and in our world. See if you can expand your circle of compassion to include not just other beings, like other human beings, but also all animals on this planet. Include in your circle of compassion all sentient life that might find themselves suffering at this time, perhaps even because of our own actions. We are all placed here on this planet to live out this experience of life. All sentient life is here with us on this journey. They are not here for us. No other being was created for anybody else. We're just simply interconnected to each other's experience and each other's lives. As you calm your body here, see if that realization can sink deep into your heart. Softening through breath. And letting go of tension anywhere you might still be holding on to. Letting go of tightness. Surrendering to what is. And slowly we'll begin to add a little bit of movement to the fingers and the toes, the hands and the feet, the arms and the legs, wrists, ankles, maybe circle around. As you're ready, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight hug, holding your knees with both your arms. Maybe lifting your head towards the knees, stretching into your spine. As we exhale, release the head back down to the mat and simply roll over onto your side, resting there for a breath or two. As you're ready, begin to make your way up to a comfortable seated posture. Feeling supported again by the earth below your hips and legs. Elongating through spine, tall, erect, upright. Exhaling, we'll draw the palms towards each other into the heart center. Prayer position, Namaskar. Symbolizing the union of body, mind, and spirit. We'll exhale the next breath away. And then we'll inhale, preparing for Om. Namaste.